Dibs, you know what's up next on the game? Cheryl Bosa is up next on the game. The mother of both Nick and Joey with a beautiful split jersey, but half of it was like on IR. So the Nick side of it was victorious. Cheryl, thank you for coming on the show. Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
How's everything going?
Oh, everything's good, yeah.
You guys were...
I obviously, cheered for both sides last night, so my voice might be a little raspy.
Well, that's fine. Even though Joey was out, didn't that make you a full 49er fan last night? Joey wasn't playing.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely had some mixed emotions on it. It was hard, It was hard having that Joey wasn't there. But yeah, obviously, especially being in San Francisco, I'm definitely happy that the Niners came out victorious for sure.
Probably only half as nerve-wracking as an average game would be, though, when you're worried about your babies being out there. Just the one already hurt, unfortunately, and just having to worry about Nick, it had to make that a little bit of an easier watch.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you look at it that way, yeah, could be.
Cheryl, were you aware of all the family affairs that were going on around the sport yesterday?
I actually couldn't believe it. I didn't know until we actually went down to the bar at the hotel and were talking to some people, and they were showing me all the brothers that were playing against each other yesterday.
So you were representing as one of the four. There was one of them was cousins, and then three other brothers that were playing. What is that like emotionally? You spoke to it a little bit there, but what is that like? It sounds fun, but it probably tears you up a little bit too, right?
Well, no, let me tell you, when the schedules came out in May, everybody went crazy when we saw that they were playing each other. So we were supposed to have probably at least 20 people out here for this game. And, because we were just beside ourselves, so excited. They've never played each other. So, yeah, I mean, I wish it would have happened. I'm devastated that Joey wasn't there.
Yeah, so are we, quietly, because we'd love to watch him play, and obviously we're huge fans of Nick and what he does for the 49ers. So you're saying growing up, they never played against each other? Did they have occasions where they were on the same team, I'd imagine?
They were only on the same team 1 year in high school when Nick was a freshman and Joey was a senior. And the high school they went to very seldomly does a freshman play on the varsity squad, but Nick was actually a starter as a freshman. So I have to say that was probably my favorite year ever. We ended up winning state that year, and it was just, it was fantastic.
Cheryl Bosa with us here on Willard and Dibs 95.7 The Game. Now, Cheryl, I consider you the queen of all pass rushing in the United States because your husband, your boys, and so we've also been having this conversation watching NFL football, especially this year, and I feel like this roughing the passer thing is just completely out of control. What kind of conversations go on in your family with regard to how hard it's become to defend without getting penalized?
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, we don't really talk about football, so it's not something that we really discuss much. But, the roughing doesn't bother me as much as the lack of holding calls. That's what really gets me. I mean, I think everybody who watches football knows that Nick getting held is the most ridiculous thing you could see. I mean, his head is getting ripped off half the time by the O-lineman. So that's really the frustrating part for me.
And is this why your voice is a little raspy today? Because you're screaming out, throw the flag, you bum?
Absolutely.
Yeah. He gets held on
the flag.
Every play, right? Like when you watch
every play.
Do you do what we do, which is, we don't see it a lot because you watch the ball, but are you just watching Nick the whole time?
I pretty much watch Nick. Yeah, I pretty much watch my boys. I like hone in on the boys for sure. And
is there ever a play where he's not held?
Not that I've seen. And I mean, he's usually tripled, so it's like ridiculous. It's just so frustrating. But their defense is so good, and Nick being targeted by three guys opens it up for his teammates. So it all works out.
He's so easygoing, it seems, off the field. We all get a kick out of listening to him speak. He's just so laid back and so chill. Has he always been that way?
He really has. Yeah, he's always been a really calm, cool kid. Real nice kid, too. He's very empathetic. He's a good guy.
Well, Joey's the same way, though, isn't he?
Yeah, they're very different from each other, but yeah, in that regard, they're very similar. They're very laid back guys. And then they get on the field.
Yeah, is it only on the field? That's what I was going to ask you. Like, there's some sort of switch in there that must just go off. Did you view that in different parts of their life growing up?
I mean, they played football their whole life, so I've watched, just that, where they're, calm and cool, and then they go out there and they just, ball like crazy. So, yeah.
What was mealtime like when they were growing up? Was it just an absolute feeding frenzy among the two of them?
Feeding frenzy. Absolute feeding frenzy. I mean, I was cooking constantly, and one thing I can say about my boys aren't snobs, but they are food snobs, and they're not going to eat like, ooh, we're having pizza tonight. It's got to be the, full course meal. So there was a lot of cooking going on in my house for sure.
Cheryl Bosa with us. Cheryl, I don't know how you're going to answer it, but I've promised myself and everybody I've ever met that I'd ask it. So let's go ahead. Who's better?
Okay, and I already know what you're going to ask.
Yeah. So go ahead and answer it. Yeah. Go ahead. Who's a better football player?
I don't answer that question.
Well, how are they different as football players?
I don't know. That's a good question. I've never been asked that. I don't think they're too different. I think they play very similarly, actually. They've got motors that don't quit, It's never you're never going to see them standing because the play went to the other side. They're always going to go for it. So they have something innate in them that's just, obviously we all watch it. It's crazy.
We know that iron sharpens iron. Did these two go back and forth as kids and fight a lot, or because of the age difference, Joey had too much of an advantage, or was Nick always trying to grasp the ring from Joey?
I don't think he was trying to grasp the ring, but I mean, yeah, they were typical brothers. It was very, physical. We had a trampoline in the backyard, and that was where they would go. They'd play kill the guy with the ball on the trampoline.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They obviously got pretty good at it, the two of them.
A lot of tears. Nick would come in crying. Yeah, that would happen. So,
Cheryl, do you go to all the games? Or
I go to the home games.
You go to the home games. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think of the 49ers? Now they've got these 2 wins. It appears playoff positioning is starting to come into focus a little bit. What do you think of this team and their chances here?
Oh, I think they're amazing. I really do. I mean, I obviously look at the weapons that we have. Our offense is so exciting, and obviously our defense has always been exciting. And like everybody's saying, our injuries, people are coming back from injuries at the right time, and literally, if we stay healthy, we could absolutely do this. There's no doubt in my mind.
Both teams could be playoff teams. Both could be hosting games, and they could be on the same day. Which one do you go to, Cheryl?
That would be amazing. Don't even do that to me. That would be the worst. Oh my God.
Cheryl, I'm a journalist. We have to ask the hard questions. So you got a Charger home game, you got a Niner home game. You got to choose. What do you do, Cheryl?
Oh my God. Wow. I've never been asked that question before. Oh, God, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Well, here's hoping we find out.
I would definitely make sure that John was at one and I was at the other. So regardless, we would have coverage. So
I mean, both teams are 5-4. I think you go with whichever team has the better record, Cheryl.
I guess it'll be whichever kid I like better that day, maybe.
There you go.
Okay, and will you now go home and wash the jersey so that it gets ready for the Super Bowl?
Oh, the split? No, I'm getting a new one made.
Why?
Just 'cause. just, why not?
What was wrong with the one you wore last
No,
night?
I love that one, but I've got 2 white jerseys, so I'm going to do the all-white split jersey.
Nice.
Okay.
You gotta
All right,
have
perfect.
variety.
The Chargers do have good uniforms, so that's good.
They do.
Yeah. The 49ers have the better team, but anyway, hey Cheryl, a little herbal tea at the airport and everything's gonna be good,
And
right?
stay off the officials too. That'll help too.
Cheryl, thanks. That was a ton of fun.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much, you guys.
All right,
take care.
there it is. That's Cheryl
Yeah.
Bosa, Nick
Yeah.
and Joey's mom.
And you